Hey guys, how are you doing? Good. I hope you are amazing. We're here to do a reading. And this is going to be a lovely reading for my Scorpio risings. This is going to be a bonus reading for my Scorpio risings. So this is going to be for my Scorpio risings. If you are new, welcome to the tribe. If you're an original, welcome back. Feel free to like the video and or subscribe. I've turned off the comments because I have a stalker. So moving on to the reading, this is going to be for Scorpio risings. Scorpio risings, you could be getting things in order. You could be liking the way things smell right now. You guys, sorry my hair is wet. Scorpio risings. What are my Scorpio risings going to be dealing with in this future month to come? What are my Scorpio risings going to deal with in this future month to come? What are my Scorpio risings going to be dealing with within the future month to come? What are my Scorpio rising is going to be dealing with my future? I just heard in my future wife to come. So some of you could be getting married. Some of you could be getting proposed to. This is going to be for Scorpio risings. Please give me a card for the future comings. I'm releasing. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we are leaving either people, places, or things where there tends to be negative vibes of the fox. The fox, as we know, is a very beautiful animal. It's actually one of my favorite furs. And regardless, it can also be very sneaky and conniving. It looks like when it comes to what you're releasing a shit show with a lot of secrets. It looks like you could have had a sneaky person in the past who could have just kind of left you completely. Basically left you for dead. Okay? It looks like there's a situation where you no longer see value in the situation. You've turned your head to it. It looks like you feel maybe as though there wasn't enough structure. Maybe the person wasn't on the same level as you. Maybe you were realizing that you were trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho. You know, I'm not quite sure about this. But it looks like you found out there was a needle in the haystack. And you realized that maybe this person talked about marriage, kids, all of the above with you. That at the end of the day, they're just there to leave people out in the cold. Now, what it has to do with is when I asked, what do you have coming forward in this future week? This is to explain what you've been dealing with. This is what you have in the future month, actually, is what it came out to be. Okay? So that is looking good. So that is looking like change after a lot of hurt and torment. Just remember when someone does that to you, ultimately, I'm just not going to say anything, honestly, because that's what they want is attention. So let's just not give it to them. So let me know more about this 20 regarding the number, obviously. Angel number 2 and or 11 and or 1 is coming to mind and or 4. Obviously, any number that goes into 1 is going to be significant and you will find some sort of something out of this. So it looks like, ooh, wow. Split right off the deck. Ooh. Someone could be... You could be seeing new people in the future. Tell me how this is going to... Why this is going to affect my collective Scorpio risings. Tell me why this is going to affect... I mean, someone's going to try... So, okay, I just need you to realize that... Oh, okay. So what does this have to do? So what does this have to do with? So what does this have to do with? So someone, it could be who they are. Okay, that's all I'm going to say because I really don't want to talk about these negative vibing people. They're definitely something they're definitely something is literally what I just said. So that's what we're going to say. We're going to leave it at that, okay? Okay. So with that being said, as we can tell with that, there's nothing that is everlasting, okay? With that being said. So it seems as though you are going to have to make a decision, and or you have already made a decision, and it looks like you're focusing on yourself and your spiritual beliefs. Now, for some reason, the cards are trying to show, which I don't think is going to be the case, but they are being really relentless. So some of you are going to be having, not all, some of you are going to have someone to try to come back and for whatever reason to play their games, right? Some of you are not. They know, they're too afraid, they will never come back. They don't even, you know what I mean? The stories can go on. But some others of you, for whatever reason. Now, you do want to be aware, they could be trying to make you feel like you're the bad guy. So you are going to be relying on your senses with the snake upright in this, because at the end of the day, there is still that sneaky, I just heard a not nice word. Seems like this person's just really unstable. This is someone that likes, it's a narcissist. I'm going to be honest with you, Scorpio risings. It's a narcissist. It's someone that's going to try to, they live their world and their life through an illusion and a fantasy, which is not actually happening here on Earth. Okay? This is a very toxic individual. That is a mentally ill individual. That's not even someone that is, you're talking about an addict narcissist as opposed to a sociopath. A sociopath is usually born and bred smart, and then they go through a lot of trauma. This person's not very smart. However, they're repetitive and they're slow. So because of the fact they're slow, they might have a lot of people fooled. They might be trying to fool you. Need we say more? See, and some of you, they're not going to be coming in because they know what they are. And they're not a king, okay? And they know what they've done. Some others of you might have had to deal with someone that lied to them about you, but at the end of the day, you don't want to be in a relationship where someone cannot ask you personal questions and trust you, right? Because then what happens is essentially you start letting them do little things. For instance, being in a relationship, let's just say you step into a relationship that has baggage, whatever the case is, whether it's current, past. Current is still past for a lot of people that are mentally ill. And unless they're going through steps of grieving it. So with what this is being said is, this person was sneaky. They blame you for what they did. That's funny. The sun's reversed. Why is the sun... Give me one card for my Scorpio risings. Give me one card for my Scorpio risings. Give me one card for my Scorpio risings. Not cross-watcher. My actual Scorpio risings. So you are releasing. Yeah, you're releasing from this. You're sick of waiting in a tower. You're creating the closure that you need. Yeah, you're not waiting for anything to come in anymore. You're releasing... See, that's why the cards went down. We're releasing anything. Any messages, any reaching out. It's just like, okay, I was Rapunzel for so long, and now it's kind of like, fuck you. You know what I mean? When we're releasing it, it's kind of like, I was hoping that I would wait in my beautiful castle, and you would come save me, and you didn't. So, you know... Now that of course, I'm not going to be the broken record. That's like, now that you're moving on, they're going to come back. Because they were never there to begin with. Period. So don't fool yourself in believing that, because then you're just lying to yourself. There's a difference between lying to yourself and being very honest with yourself, Scorpions. And you know that. So let's tap into my Scorpion energy. What do my Scorpions need to know? Oh my. Okay, we're going to keep getting up today. You guys have marriage in your future. So if it didn't work out for someone, now if you're anything like me, you're going to be like, the thing that I hate, and I don't know if this is a Scorpion thing or just me, I don't know. The thing that I hate about life is it is a very amazing way. It has very amazing ways of reminding you how powerless, pathetic is the word I was hearing but not wanting to say, and boring people and situations and things are, and how repetitive and dull they can be. Now, it's important to remember this. If we look back on past situations and or people, and we look at them, and just maybe the basic fundamentals of their life, do not go and fucking stalk. Are you okay, Mama Bear? You okay, Mama Bear? I'm completely against stalking, and I do not do stalking on this channel, period. So if you're a stalker, fuck off. So let's just say maybe you saw this person, maybe you guys had mutual friends, maybe whatever. Maybe they randomly reached out to you, and you just, did your vibe, whatever you're going to do. Cut them off, say something not, whatever. What always happens, and it's so boring and traditional, is if you look back on those people, no matter what situationship they're in, it's the same game. It's the same relationship. It's the same thing. And if you stay back long enough, you start to see their cycles. Especially people that are toxic. Especially ones that are toxic within a mentally ill form, because they don't even understand what others see, because they think the others see what they show them. But if they're not even well at staying consistent within their behavior, it shows a lot more than they would like to about their character than people realize. I hope you understood that. That was a little bit of a deeper kind of thing, but that is what it is. Yeah, this is really a bummer. Yeah, you've thrown away the flowers. You do not have loyalty. I think you're completely aware that this person is loyal to the most unloyal. I mean, you have rats reverse. You have bride reverse. You have dog reverse. I mean, you could not get any more disloyal cards. So whether they're connected with someone that disloyal, or whether they're that disloyal, which, by the way, they're connected to someone that disloyal. They are this disloyal. My last person, I just call them a person now. That's what they are to me. They were a fraud. I've had actually too many frauds in the last year and a half in my life. So I don't know if it's that kind of thing where you literally think it's something and you find out the person's literally a fraud. I don't know. But when the dog and loyalty is in reverse, that's really not good. Especially rat in reverse, because rats are really selfish individuals, especially if they're not in a team effort kind of thing. So if a rat gets too much power and or gets put up on too much of a pedestal, they become very, very selfish individuals. I would really urge you to research that. Now, the interesting thing is it does look like someone's going to try to maybe come in and try to say that they tried to go back to someone, work on it. They realized that that person wasn't loyal to them. You were the most loyalist, etc., 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 etc. I want you, at this time that they're talking, to remember, if you're anything like me, all you remember is the bad. That's how I get over someone, is I'll literally forget the good memories. So then what always reminds me is the bad memories. I don't know if it's healthy or not. It is a part of processing. I don't have ill intent towards the person, and I want absolutely nothing bad to happen to them in any way, shape, or form. I actually want nothing but good. I'm actually usually sad. Not usually, always. on the fact that they end up getting so low and then I end up getting so high. But then I've had to kind of come to terms with it this year that they chose to do that low, and you can't enable people your whole entire life. So if someone does try to come in and try to tell you all these things, I really want you to remember all the horrible things that they've actually done to you. Because usually what happens is, if we're a narcissist, essentially what we do is we only remember the positive things. If we're true with our feelings, we remember the negative things, because they need to be remembered in order to remember the skills that you gained and experiences. If you can't really remember those things, how are you going to remember the skills and the experiences you gained? And not to mention, if you're anything like me, you have such a soft heart. You don't want to protect yourself with Queen of Swords salute kind of thing, but you do need to basically remind yourself of why you did what you did, for reassurance to support yourself. Okay? Especially if you end up getting connected with a fraud. Okay? Okay. Then you need to make it where you don't even give yourself a choice. Okay? Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. Someone's going to probably try to come forward and say something. I don't even like this reading anymore. So we're just going to switch. So just like for some of you, it's going to happen. For most of you, I know that you're just not going to respond. So it's really not going to impact you. So I don't know why the cards need to kind of beat the horse. It's like someone literally just needs to go and go and go and go and go and go and go. And it's like, drop it, okay? Like, most of my collective is just not even going to respond. So why are we going to get such an overplay of the same cards? Just illustrates the importance of what we're reading. Okay, so my loves, please, 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 please. Yeah, so for those that do not have the person come in, this person in the past laughed at you when they were insecure, and then now have knowledge on the fact that there could be situations coming up, and now they're having guilt over the truthfulness of the situation, and they refuse to be vulnerable. Although I'm sure you were. If you're a Scorpion, you were. So their own pride is going to kill them. And don't worry, for the ones that fuck the universe, they're still never going to be happy. They never are. They never are. And you know why? Because they weren't the sex. You were. Okay, moving on from that. So, clear the energy and moving on. So, let's see what my collective needs for my Scorpionics. She's so tired. I had quite an interesting morning. Not planned and not really loved. Honestly, you know the truth? It's the truth. I am so on it, and I realize that most of the work is not. And then it's weird because it's like I'm not on it, but I am on it. And just silly things happen. But I'm realizing to adults, because I don't consider myself an adult. I don't know where that came from. Okay. Some of you need to go to the doctor. Oh my. Oh my. What is happening, you guys? What is happening? This is what happens when we let it go from sopping wet on camera to dry. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry you had to see me. Oh good. Like this. How horrifying. Sorry. So from what I've researched, and I am sure there will be a Karen that needs to make sure that the world knows that they know everything and that they're perfect. But for my basic Felicia, just kidding, Googling, not literally Googling, there's 17 different extremely well-known psychic gifts out there. Because I've never actually researched any of that. So like whether you can hear music, whether you can hear sound, all of this. 17 or 18. I'm just going to say 20. Okay? Just say there's 20. 17 or 20. Out of that many, I have 14 of those gifts. So if I just smile and do random things, it would be too complicated to explain it. I could explain it within telepathic, but I couldn't explain it because my words would have to keep up with too many timelines. Okay? Some of you, apparently, you literally have marriage. You're getting a wish. This is financial, too. So, I don't know. Some of you are kicking ass and taking names. I wish this was all of us. But it is what it is. Someone's getting a wish. It has to do with living, security, and it has to do with love. And I get this really random little curl. So if I pull it enough, it gets flat. So she might come out. She might not. It literally is like a Shirley Temple curl. I don't understand why it is crazy. What are you doing, Mama Bear? What are you doing? Okay, so may I please get a card to explain this for my Scorpio risings? So it looks like since you're healing, you're changing your perception on things. Maybe you're changing your perception exactly on what you want. You're seeing what you deserve. You're not ever going to let anyone treat you the way that person treated you. Good for you guys. So tell me about this love that's going to be in the future. Well, it looks like whoever this person's going to be, it's the polar opposite of what you had. This person is not going to be fickle. Fickleness is in reverse with knowledge upright. This person is going to look at you and say, that is who I want. No one is getting them, period. And it's not, that is what I want. No one's getting them, period. Because they want to basically keep you from the world. But they still want to sit and chase other things. This is someone that wants to keep you and be with you. Oh yeah, insecurity is in reverse too, which means this is going to be a very secure person and or someone that's going to become secure enough to have knowledge on what they want. This could be also you not being fickle, finally realizing, okay, well, that's not what I want. I know my worth now. If, you want XYZ, perfect. I want nothing but the best for you, but I know what I want in romance, and I have the knowledge of exactly what I'm looking for, and I can perceive where I want to live, where I want to go, and I can actually see it. So I'm going to make a wish and heal. And what's going to happen after we do these things? What's going to happen to my Scorpio risings after they do these things? They're like, well, we don't even need to say anything, apparently. We're no longer going to be insecure over what we don't have, couldn't have, what didn't want us. We're not going to be lost. Why is destiny reverse? Some of you are really struggling with where you want to live. Okay, so we have discernment now reversed. I feel like we're not making good discernment within our destiny because we're not in a sturdy, structured living situation, which just means you don't like where you live. You know, maybe you've been with roommates your whole entire life and you just want to be on your own. Maybe you've lived with someone, you don't want to live with liars, untruthful people. Okay, that makes sense. Or be around liars, period. Okay, so let's figure this out. So, what do they need to do regarding the moving situation? What do you recommend for the moving situation? To gain more confidence within the I think maybe like, yeah, you're not understanding just what you should do. Maybe you're overwhelmed by the amount of options and things. Maybe it feels like you can't do it. Yeah. So it looks like there's a romance this is not going to happen. Perception of an announcement. So you're going to hear some sort of announcement. And it's either going to trigger you or not. You know what I mean? I think that's all about perception, is how you perceive it. So based on what your emotional state is like. And your security is going to be based on, you know, how you respond. And then you have knowledge upright, and then you have dreams in reverse. So I think you're getting knowledge over the fact that maybe, you know, in other words, someone's trying to make you jealous. Unauthenticity is in reverse, exactly. And destiny is in reverse. Yeah, you have someone. Okay, moving on. Mother Nature's reverse, identity, and altitude is reverse for them. So this person could come in and try to disturb your living situation. Or a B, this person's whole world is changing based on the choices that they chose in life. Okay? Which has nothing to do with you. Some of you are deciding not to move in with a partner because it is just not best for you too when it comes to relationships, it looked like. So for my Scorpions that do want to move, let me get one card for them. Release. Ooh. What did I just say? So when what we're having to deal with basically now at this point is you maintaining your happiness within yourself and being able to find divine love within yourself, period. Okay? What this is going to do is it's going to break you out of any sort of patterns that you tend to get yourself into. It's also going to get you through the emotional patterns that you tend to get yourself through. Into and or through, okay? Now, the kicker is you get super feely in your emotions. And then you're like, why do I feel this way today? Why? Why? What's going on? Should I pay attention to it? Should I let it go? Like, it's too sensitive. It's too much. Okay? Not everything needs to be that tense for you to be able to pick up on the energy. And quite frankly, you could be like that your whole entire life, but quite frankly, how are you able to define who you are if you're constantly trying to observe and or absorb outside energies? Okay? So abandonment is in reverse. So it looks like we're walking away from situations and or patterns. This could be people your whole entire life that abandon you. It looks like insecurity upright, that we're insecure. You know, wish right. You know, maybe at one time you wished for them, or maybe one time they wished for you, and then the next day you found out they were a fraud. You know, like who the fuck knows? It's all the same shit, different day, just different people, right? You got kindness upright, so it does look like through all of this pain, you are coming out with others are appearing and seeing you as kind. It does look like rejuvenation is in reverse in perception, so it's up to you to see how you're going to perceive your future. Are you going to perceive it as not enough because it's not what you remember it as? Your ideologies in your past of what it should be and or could be and or was? Or are you going to rid yourself of any guilt from any sort of situation, person, or place? Forgive them within the extent that it forgives you, so you don't ever have to waste your energy thinking about them. And then celebrations upright. It does look like marriage. This could be some of you that are thinking about, even if maybe some of you are debating if you want to ever get married. Don't be so fucking dramatic. If so, let's just calm down. For some of you, it could be that you're gonna meet someone and it's gonna happen real fast. And because of all the shit shows you've dealt with, it's like one day you're singing She's Coming In Like a Wrecking Ball, and the next day you're singing like I Would Go 1,000 Miles. You know what I mean? Like, so be aware of that. This could also be like a slight warning. You know, like, bitch, you said you were ready for a relationship and you've been waiting, Miss Rapunzel over here, for a year. And next thing you know it, like within 1 week, you end up bumping into someone in a Starbucks line. And next thing you know it, every day since you're inseparable and you're going to be in a relationship for the rest of your life. Do you know what I mean? Literally, that's as fast as it happens. For me, at least, in my life, that's as fast as it's happened. So I know that is something that can happen. So really, it does happen. So really just be aware of that. Having discernment and just being truthful and honest about where you are emotionally is going to allow divine love to kind of happen in your life. Don't allow other stagnancies from the past to any longer inhibit your ideology of love, which it does not look like it is. It just looks like their energy is around you, which means they're probably just obsessing over you. So just keep moving forward and obsessing on yourself, which is what you need to be obsessing on. And you know what I mean, because balance is everything. And that energy should wear off pretty fast. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful week.